Hi everybody. So today I would like to re-show you SPFx development and its AI capabilities just to do a short summary of this functionality and definitely focus on the management capabilities, which I didn't manage to show on a community call just today due to some personal issues. But anyway, let's move on and focus on the cool side of those of this toolkit. So just a short recap, SPFx Toolkit comes with many functionalities that will help you at any stage of your development. So from the very beginning, when you start creating a project, managing your solutions, extending your coding, refactoring, delivering so the CI/CD story and learning SPFX development, and it will help you. Doesn't matter on which level of SPFX you are. If you're just beginning your journey or you're a pro, for sure you will find a feature in this toolkit that you will find helpful. And it also comes along with AI assistant that also will help you. Doesn't matter on which level you are, and at almost every stage of SPFX development journey. And this is what I would like to quickly recap and focus on the management capabilities on this short recording. I hope short. So a short, quick reminder that GitHub Copilot Chat in VS Code comes in three modes. The first one is the S mode, so it was the default mode, the first mode introduced in VS Code. And since it was possible to extend it with GitHub Copilot Chat participant, we in SPFX Toolkit also added our own GitHub Copilot Chat participant with when using at mentioning at SPFX in GitHub Copilot Chat, you will see SPFX Toolkit answering your prompt at not the standard GitHub Copilot. And we added it with a couple of commands. The two setup and new are the commands that you can use at the very beginning of your SPFX development. And when using one of those commands, you will see the dedicated additional functionalities like action, clickable buttons, action in the chat that you can click that will run or execute something more than just answering your question the prompt. And besides setup and new, we have code and manage, which are beta commands we also introduced at the very beginning. Now we are currently refactoring this approach, so the code probably will go away. So I will not be presenting it today. We'll be refactoring to language model tools, which is more better situated for code kind of scenarios when using GitHub Copilot Chat in edit or agent mode. And manage, which will for sure stay, but will be probably renamed to something more that indicates it's not actually managing SharePoint Online, but retrieving the data for it. For the managing part, we'll also be using language model tools. So what are those language model tools? Well, these are the things we can leverage in edit and agent mode of GitHub Copilot Chat. So these are kind of a new mode introduced over the year, and agent is quite fresh mode introduced not so recently. And these modes actually allow you to edit, so create new files, edit current files to on of your project. So basically this edit experience, and even the agent mode can do a lot more. It's already aware of the full context of your workspace, and it can even execute additional tooling or run terminal commands for you. So as you can see in the agent mode, we have this tooling icon, and if you install SPFX Toolkit, you will see already 9 tools, but you have to use the pre-release of this extension as of now. And then you will see the 9 tools in this mode that come along with a SharePoint Framework Toolkit that for now is the initial state of what we want you allowed to manage. So creating, removing list sites page and adding what SPFX up to your site. So this is initial list, and if you want to engage and help us think how this list should grow, what things, what are the capabilities, management capabilities you would like to have to manage your SharePoint Online from within GitHub Copilot Chat to let us know and engage in our repo. I will show maybe an issue of it later on. But basically, when you will be prompting as of talking with GitHub Copilot, it will try to figure it out on its own which tool might be helpful to do the thing you want it to do in the prompt, and then it will use this tool. So in the example I'm showing, it will try to create a site using one of those tools. You can always also hashtag a tool to give it a specific instructions to for sure use this tool. And for extending VS Code GitHub Copilot Chat with tools. You can use either VS Code extension. So this is what we do since we have SPFx Toolkit is a VS Code extension. Or you can also now do it with MCP servers. Just wanted to let you know that in the PMP community, we also have a prototype of an MCP server that leverages CLI for Microsoft 365 under the hood, and currently only allows weighted comparisons to manage lists, SharePoint lists, but we'll probably extending this as well in the future. And what's the profit of MCP server instead of VS Code extension, that it will also allow you to extend other MCP clients. So not only VS Code, but also other apps that leverage and allow you to use MCPs. Okay, and let's jump back again to Timo. I hope this time I will have no interruptions and I'll try to show you and basically focus on those cool parts. Okay, so I'm back in VS Code and I'm already in the context of some SPFx projects. So just some that's SharePoint framework solution, and I'm already logged into my tenant in the SPFx toolkit, which is important because for the management capabilities of this toolkit, you need to be logged into your tenant. But okay, anyway, just a short reminder that in the Ask mode, to use SPFx Toolkit chat participant, you need to add mention the SPFx, and now every prompt you will do will be granted towards SharePoint framework development. So if we type like, what can you do? All of the answers are already grounded towards SharePoint Online, and SPFX development. So we don't need to give it a sophisticated, full prompt with the context what you are talking about, but it will already help you with it. And you can talk about, in this case, it answers what this toolkit can help you with, or you can just give it general questions about SPFX. And just a short reminder, because as I managed to show at the community call, and I want to focus on the part I didn't manage to show, that we come along with 4 commands to set up the new, the manage and the code command, and the setup will basically allow you to answer those questions, what you need to do, or need to have to be prepared for SPFX development, and as the grounding is already handled for you, something as simple as setup please should be good enough for GitHub Copilot and SPFx Toolkit chat participant to give you tips what you need to have ready for the currently latest version of SPFX to be ready for for the development. As you can see, it gives us tips. What node version do I have? What dependencies do I need to have to install? And it will even give me a clickable action directly in chat. So to validate if my workspace is ready, and those kind of actions will only be present if you are using a dedicated command. We also come along with the new command, so which, as you can see, is tailored towards creating your SPFX project. If I would, let's say I want to create a new project. Of course, I don't need to specify that I'm talking about a SPFX project. It will already know it. And let's see, in this case, okay, RS suggested me to use the new command, which is I already did, or open sample gallery and pick one of the existing solutions. Filters already preset, and we can use one of the solutions that already someone created as our own new solution. But in this case, let's try again to convince the chat participant that I want him to help me create a new project. So can you create a new project maybe? Okay, cool. So in this case, it asks me for a few things. It needs to create a new project. So the solution and the component name, the component types of what I will be want to create. This is a web portal extension, what framework we're using, and other stuff like that. But of course, I don't need to do it. Know what, but, well, for example, I can just specify my scenario. So I just want something that will allow me to customize the edit form of my list. Can you help me with that? See? Okay, so you need a form customizer and it needs some solution name and if I will be using React or non framework. So I will be using React and please just pick some random names. Awesome. And in this case, we provided everything we needed for the Yeoman SharePoint generator command, and it presents us the results. So how to create a form customizer with some random naming and React framework is specified. We could copy it to the terminal, or we could just click on the create project, which will actually execute this in terminal. And when the Yeoman will generate a new project, it will reopen the VS Code in this newly scaffolded project. Okay, but this is just a recap. Now I'd like to focus on the management capabilities. So the management features, as I said, will only work when you are logged into your tenant. And now this is beta, so it's specified here, and it actually allows you to retrieve information about SharePoint. So let's say what. Let's clear the context with the clutter and what communication. So to target the results communication sites do I have on my tenant. And what the SPFx Toolkit chat participant will do is it will try to figure out the best CLI for Microsoft 365 command for your prompt, and then it will execute under the hood this command and will try to explain you the answer. So in this case, it used the SPO site list with filtering only the communication site, and as you can see, it got some result, and now it's explaining to me the result. We can always see what's going on under the hood. So go to the output of this toolkit, and here we can see every command and everything that the AI chat participant used to retrieve the information. So what command it used and what is the row actually data to got. Okay, let's just stop because it will be most probably have a lot of things to explain. But anyway, I'm interested if I have an site hack site on my tenant, and on this site I have a list created for my web part and the web part deployed to the site. So let's see if I can use SPFx Toolkit the chat participant, let's say currently managed, but we'll rename this command to help me with that. So let's say, okay, do I have a site hack site on the okay, so it run the get command and it got the site and it will explain to me the site that I have on tenant. Cool. That means that I have the site already. Now I'm interested if I have a demo list site on this or what list. So, okay, so let's say what list do I have on this site. Since it's AI, I don't need to say again that I'm interested in site hack. It should know based on the context from the above. Let's just stop so we can speed up this demo because there are many properties that we'll try to explain. And let's see if the demo list is part of the list. Okay, so it wants to list all of the lists on the site. This is good. Okay, and now I have the table of all of the lists. And sooner or later, we should see a demo list that is needed for my solution somewhere on this table. In this table. Okay, cool. There it is. So now what I'm interested in is I have uh, my web part already deployed. So what SPFx apps I have installed on this site. Okay, let's also make it good. Oh, finished. Site. Okay, maybe we'll figure it out. Perfect. Okay, so it found that I have a single custom web part added to the site, which is the SPFx hack client side solution. This is exactly what I have. And this is completely true. If I would go to my site, this is my SPFx site, my site hack site, and I have a demo time list, and I have my hack web part added here. Perfect. Let's say now I would like to recreate this site with a new name. So I would like to have a site hack2 site, which doesn't exist on my tenant. As you can see, it doesn't exist. And I would like to create one and add the web part here and this list. So completely using AI to do it for me. In case of using SPFx chat participant, it's impossible. So let's just try. Can you add a new communication site site hack for me? So it cannot, because currently it's only allowed to retrieve data, and in Germany thinks it can actually retrieve, but it's only about asking questions and providing you this information. If we would go to the wiki of the SPFx toolkit, and then you will find the SPFx Toolkit Chat participant capabilities. At the very low bottom, you have a table of all of the CLI for Microsoft 365 commands this toolkit, AI capabilities of the toolkit understands. As you can see, there are more than 100 commands you can execute to retrieve information for SharePoint Online that will give you this additional context that you cannot actually create. So not actually managing, and this is a bummer. We named this command manage because we wanted and want to extend it in the way that we will give it the possibility to add edit resources for SharePoint Online in the future. But this is not what the ask mode of GitHub Copilot actually should be. So ask is about asking questions and getting answers for your and we're just extending this context for editing and management capabilities. We have the edit and the agent mode. So this is what I will use now. I will switch to the agent mode. And as you can see, in agent mode, we can use the chat participant, but we have tools. And if you install SPFx Toolkit pre-release, you'll already find 9 tools that come along with this product. And now let's say, so you can see on this list, I have some tools that will allow me to add a new SharePoint site, add a new SharePoint page, list all the apps I have installed, create a new SharePoint list. So let's try to create a more complex prompt. So please create a new communication site site arc with a list uh, and create a new list on the site with title demo time, and then check if I have on my tenant app with title. Let's double check. So in the SPFx Toolkit, we can check all the apps we have installed on every app catalog, and I'm curious about um, the tenant void. And here I have my hack app. So SPFx hack client side solution, and if it is present, install it to my newly created site. Okay, let's see what it will do. Okay, so as you can see, it's tried to use the create new SharePoint Online site tool. Let's see what are those inputs. So it figured it out quite nicely. So we want to create a communication site with the title hack2 and on my tenant site hack. So let's continue. Let's allow it to create this site. Okay, and as you can see in the output, it uses also CLI for Microsoft site. So it added a new site. Now it wants to create a new okay, so now we want to list all of my apps from the tenant catalog. Okay, let's continue. Okay, and you can see the output of the previous. If I would see now, here we see the output also the same like we would see in the terminal. What was the result of listing all of the apps I have on my tenant? Okay, so it's good that you have like from every stage of the tooling it used. So it used the create site tool with those inputs, and this was the output. Now it wants to create a new list on this site with the title demo time. Okay, let's continue. Okay, it created the list, and now it wants to install my SPFx hack, which has this great site on my newly created site. Awesome. This is everything I wanted it to do. Now it summarizes what it actually did, and let's see the results. So I did previously didn't have the site. Now I have. So let's go to the contents. And there is my demo time list and my SPFX hack up added to my site. Awesome. So I think this is really cool that with a single prompt, I was do a lot of manual stuff for me on SharePoint Online to get me up and running for my development. Okay, this is all I really wanted to show on the community call today, but due to personal issues, I didn't manage. I hope you will like it now. That's about it. So, oh, okay, one last part. As I mentioned, if you want to engage and help us out in figuring out what would be the best tooling that we should provide with SPFx Toolkit to manage SharePoint Online for SPFx development. We have this issue currently now open. We are open for discussions, and we are gathering tools that we think are good for to provide with this extension. Um, and we already have some things figured out, and there's a limit of tools we could provide, so we cannot just provide 1 million tools because then the LLM will get lost. But let's say in some normal number, we can think of the cool features that will allow some really nice capabilities for this toolkit. Okay, that's for sure all I have for now. Thanks for watching. Give this toolkit a try and leave feedback. Happy coding!